shipwreck.
And bringing back plunder and loot.
Well, it's customary for those to assume the risk to deserve the spoils. Fact is, the ship is resting in international waters. It belongs to no one.
Or everyone.
Well, same thing. Everybody, nobody. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get ready.
You're not afraid, Mr. Hugo?
Afraid? What for?
You're going down a great depth, relying on your equipment. Some say a voyage to the bottom of the sea is like a voyage into outer space. What if something should go wrong?
Mr. Bicknell, danger is my forte. I thrive on it. Why, that doesn't mean I'm foolhardy. Why, the way to prepare for danger is to be prepared. This submarine that you see here is the safest, most sophisticated salvage submersible ever devised. I had a direct hand in every step of its design. Nothing will go wrong because we've thought of everything.
That sounds a lot like what they said about the Titanic.
Oh, yes, I see. You're very clever. But this baby here happens to be made of titanium. Indestructible. Why, the fact is, if the Titanic hull had been made of the same stuff, there would be nothing down there for any of us to go and bring back. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must continue getting ready. Pardon me? Why are you standing there?
Me, sir?
Well, I'm not talking to the electric winch, you idiot. I asked you why you are standing there.
I'm attending this line, sir.
Well, go and tend it somewhere else. Can't you see you're standing in my way?
Sorry, sir, sorry. Good evening, Mr. Hugo. Are we all ready?
I am ready, Captain. Of that much I'm sure.
Oh, good. If you'll just step this way, I think we're all ready for you. It's a little rough this evening. Oh, but you won't notice that once you start down. Now, why don't I hold your cloak, and if you'll just climb these stairs
Thank
and set
you,
up
Captain.
for you.
And where is Mr. Smalley?
Oh, he's already inside waiting for you.
Huh? Now, let me see. How do I go about this?
Well, sir, if you'll just try sitting down on the top step and then swinging your legs inside the hatch.
Very well.
That's it. There we go. Now, if you want to try hopping across and sitting on the lip of the hatch...
It won't tip, will it?
Oh, no, sir. Not while it's noise.
I see. Well, Mr. Smalley, are you in there?
Yes, sir. Right here.
Ready for me, are you?
Yes, sir. Ready?
No. Let me see.
Well, just hop over.
Hop.
That's okay. You're all right.
There we are.
Now you can just slide in.
Right. All right. Here I go. They don't make these hatch openings very large, do they? I seem to be having, I'm having...
Try sucking your breath in. That may help.
Yes.
Mr. Hugo, I'm going to try pushing on your shoulder.
Yes,
just a
try
bit, if
pushing.
you don't mind.
Not too hard. Not too hard. Not too... Ah! Oh.
Everybody all right in there?
Stupid fool, I said not too hard.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Oh, I would have made it. It's practically inside already.
Mr. Smalley, how about you?
Yes, I think so.
Sure?
He's fine. Close the hatch lid and let's get on with this.
All right, gentlemen. Bon voyage. Good luck. Hoist away! Take her up!
Craig, do you read me?
Right here.
Systems check.
Swing out! Swing out! Divers in the water! Watch that line!
It's awfully warm in here. Switch on the air conditioning.
Sorry, sir, there's no climate control.
No what?
No air conditioning. No heat either.
You're kidding.
Well, don't worry. We'll cool off as soon as we begin our descent. In fact, when we get down there, you'll probably wish we had some of this heat. Water temperature is about 33 degrees at the bottom. Craig, give me a reading on how much power you're sending.
I'm showing 2,500 right on the nose.
Lower away! Lower away!
Who is the idiot at the controls?
It's not his fault, sir. We're a lot of weight, and it's difficult for the hoist to...
Excuses, Mr. Smalley. I do not wish to hear excuses. God, this is terrible. When are we going to stop this rolling and...
It won't be long, sir. Camera's working. Batteries functional. Scrubber operational.
I thought you said there was no air conditioning.
No, sir, that's just the air scrubber. All it does is remove excess CO2 from...
Well, leave it on anyway.
Sir, it won't do any good.
I said leave it on.
Yes, sir.
It's rocking and heaving. What's that?
It's just the Zodiac. It's coming to pick up the divers. Craig, before they go, could you have them check the forward ballast clamp, will you?
How much ballast are we carrying?
1,200 pounds, sir. There are 4 lead plates. Each weigh about 300 pounds.
Mr. Smalley, if you do not get us out of these waves and out of this heat...
Yes, sir.
Right
yes,
this minute,
sir. Yes, sir. Craig?
Yeah.
I think we'll go ahead. Mr. Hugo, that is, I think we'd like to get started.
Okay, you're clear. Clear to dive.
Clear to dive. Cast off.
Dive is clear. That's clear. Send the line away. You're on your own.
Releasing compressed air. Flooding tanks. Here we go. Beginning descent.
About time.
See? It gets a lot calmer as soon as we leave the surface.
Bloody awful.
It's not like a liftoff, is it? It's more like going down in an elevator.
Why are we leaning like this?
We're a little, heavy up front. Don't worry, I can take care of it.
What's that?
It's called a mercury pump.
Oh.
What it is a series of hollow metal spheres, about the size of bowling balls. They're all connected in a row. Inside is mercury, and by pumping mercury from one sphere to the next, we can keep adjusting our weight until we reach horizontal trim. It'll take a few minutes.
How long till we reach bottom?
Let me see. Right now, we're sinking at a rate of 1.5 feet per second. That should get us there in about 2 hours, 35 minutes.
That long?
Of course, it took the Titanic a lot less time, but then it had over 46,000 tons of negative buoyancy pulling it down. All we've got is 1,200 pounds of lead. If we had more, we could get there faster. Then we'd have to worry about slowing down before we reach bottom. Even as it is, we're falling at a pretty good clip.
Well, how do we then?
What's that, sir?
How do we slow down?
Oh, by dropping one of the ballast plates just before we reach bottom. That'll cut our rate of descent in half. The other 2 will drop as we begin our ascent. The 4th is for emergency.
Light from above. It's fading. It's fading so quickly. First it was green, now blue. Now that's going. It's fading. Fading. Why, it's totally black out there.
Amazing, isn't it? We're only down 400 feet. Most people don't realize it, but probably 95% of all the oceans exist in total darkness.
What's that I'm seeing out there?
Well, keep looking. You'll see quite a show, Mr. Hugo. Those streaks of light, those are bioluminescent zooplankton. They're mostly microscopic. Pretty soon you should start seeing those glowing skeleton fish that look so ghastly.
There goes one now.
And there'll be others. It's our light that attracts them. They've never seen anything manufacture its own light quite like we do. I'll tell you what, I'll switch to red cabin light so you can see out more easily.
How's it going?
We just passed 800. We're watching a light show at the moment.
You remember to pack your lunch?
Ham sandwiches and dill pickles, we got 'em.
Okay. Have a good rest. I'll check back with you just before you arrive. But call anytime you get lonely. You know I always enjoy reading long distance calls.
Right. Over and out.
Amazing. Look at them all.
Quite a sight, isn't it?
Mr. Smalley, did I hear you mention ham sandwiches?
Oh, yes, sir. They're right behind you there in that locker.
Oh, yeah. Well, I believe I'll just help myself. Excuse me. There we go. Are they still out there?
Oh, yes, sir. Plenty of them. It's quite a sight watching them come slithering up from out of the darkness, peering in at us through the portholes. It's a good thing they don't have a mirror to see how ugly they are. Or maybe they're thinking the same thing about us.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. I like that. I'll use that in my book. What's that?
Oh, that's our echolocator telling us how far off the bottom we are. That sound, that's us. And wait just a second. Here, that sound coming back up is the bottom. Sound travels at about 4,000 feet per second underwater, so it takes that long for the sound to bounce off the bottom and come back up. Gives you an idea of how deep we're going.
Well, this sandwich is just right. I believe it's time for a nap. I'm sure you'll wake me in time so I'm not missing anything.
Yes, sir.
Good night, Smalley.
Good night. Sir, before you go to sleep, I wonder, your foot is sort of digging into my ribs. And
Mr.
I
Smalley,
wonder if you...
I don't like to remind you that your foot is also pressing against my outer arm. It's bound to be an uncomfortable trip, so let's make the most of it by not complaining.
Yes, sir. Oh, boy.
Good night, Smalley. What are we doing?
Coming in for a landing, sir. We're just about there. We're about 150 feet off the bottom now. In a few seconds, I'll release a quarter of our ballast. That'll allow us to settle down gently.
Present rate of descent 1.53. Release in 5 seconds.
Roger. Ready.
3, 2, 1. Let her go.
Ballast away. Wait a minute. Did you feel anything?
Nothing but your foot, which is still pressing against.
Wait, I didn't either. It didn't let go. We're not slowing up. What's going? We're not slowing up.
I am still showing 1.53. Better slow it down.
What is it?
It's not releasing.
Do something!
Nothing's responding.
Do something, you fool!
Nothing's responding.
Do something!
It's too late.
Do something!
It's too late. Mr. Hugo, get off me.
Mr. Smalley. Mr. Smalley. Shh, listen. We're taking on water. Water's coming in.
No.
We're sinking. We're going to drown.
Stop it. We're not sinking.
We're not?
No, it's only condensation. It forms inside the hull during descent. we landed, we jarred a lot of it loose, but we're not sinking.